what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the GOBBLN LeagueCast, where we are going to do a streamcast here of the review of the league in the state that it is in currently for Premier, the top-tier league in GOBBLN. We just finished Week 7, and all divisions have flipped over to Week 8, so we're 3 weeks away from the end of the season. We've got a clear picture of how the divisions are going to be looking here. So one thing we'll need to do real quick is pull up the division standings, which is going to be here. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we will start with Broken Jaw and just go from there. All right, so Broken Jaw into Week 7. Or Week 8, sorry. On Week 7. The Nurgle beat the Undead 1-0. That is Novcaster and Voreal. Novcaster won. S-Hunters High Elves beat Evil Smirk's Orcs 3-0. And then Tenkin's Necro beat Blog's Orcs 2-0. So let's check out the standings here. So in the first half, we can actually just do it this way. All right, so in the first half, Novcaster ended up in the division lead with a 4-0-1 record, and he's currently at a 1-1-0 record now, so that will put him at a 5-1-1 record. That will probably be good enough to keep him in first place. Yes, it will. So a nice job there by Novcaster to stay in first place. I had him picked to finish 5th. In second place was S-Hunters High Elves at 3-2-0. And he is now 1-0-1 in this season. So he is now 4-2-1 with a total record. Yeah, 4-2-1. Sorry, I was just checking the numbers and stuff out. So that puts him at a 4-2-1 record, which will keep him in second place. I had him finishing in 4th. And then the Orcs of Evil Smirk finished at 2-1-2 after the first half. They are now 0-1-1, so that will put them at 2-2-3, which will probably drop him potentially to 4th place. In third place was Tenkin at 1-2-2, and he's now 1-1-0, so that will put him at 2-3-2. So he should be a point ahead of Evil Smirk for third place. With Tenkin, I had Tenkin finishing second, and I had Evil finishing last. And then Voreal was a 0-3-2 record. He is currently at a 1-0-1, so that will put him at 1-3-2. And then I had him finishing third. And then bringing up the dead last spot in the division is Blog's Orcs at an 0-2-3 record. And then you add in an 0-1-1. That'll put him at 0-3-4 for Blog's Orcs. I had him winning the division at 6-2-2, so I totally missed that prediction. Wasn't even close. Hey, Body Armor, how you doing? So yeah, I've missed that division big time with the predictions on that. So let's just take a quick look at the teams. Evil Smirk's Orcs. See how beat up he looks. Still pretty decent looking roster. Nobody missed the next game. He does have a few red on the team, and a couple of green as well, or 3 green as well. So team's still looking pretty solid for now. Got a block troll that's casualty away from leveling. So looking nice there for the Orcs. And the Orcs of Blog. His team looks a little more beat up. Looks like he is missing a couple of guys for his next game, including his killer blitzer. 6, 10, 11, 12. He's got a 12-man roster, so his roster is not looking near as clean as Evil's, although he does still have 3 green and 1 red here. Don't know if either of those are niggles, but there could be potential more red there. Tinkin's Necro. See if he still has his superstar werewolf. I would assume he does because I haven't heard anything about him being killed. And he does. The 5 strength 4 edge wolf. His roster is looking solid, very, very solid. In fact, the 15-man roster. He still has one of my orcs on his team that he stole from me a long time ago. That's awesome. But a very good-looking roster here, still going good. He's got a flesh golem that's built pretty nicely here. That has got a level pending. He is niggled though, and lots of green and very few reds. So, very nasty team to play here. Then we got S Hunter's High Elves, who have been doing pretty good all season. Still a really good, clean-looking roster here. Minimal amount of skills. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rookie linemen. But he does have some good skills on his throwers and blitzers and his catchers, which are your main pieces anyway. Still looking pretty clean on his roster there. So he's making it through the season pretty easily without a whole lot of damage, it looks like. And then the Nurgle of Novcaster. Looks like his roster's fairly clean. His warriors are looking really nice. He's got some really good looking pestigores. And then a bunch of rookie rotters. So looking good here for the Nurgle. And finally the Undead of Oriel. Looks like he's lost some players. He's got 2 missed next game. He does have both mummies though. Both have red. He's got both whites. One's a rookie, one with Mighty Blow. So his whites are pretty young. A bunch of zombies. And then 4. Wow, he's carrying 4 ghouls. A couple of nice looking ghouls there with the block Finn Surehands, the ball carrier, and then a block guard tackle one. A couple of rookie ghouls. So his team's definitely been hit and beat down a little bit, but still not terrible. He gets these 2 pieces back and he's instantly 250k higher. Yeah, I see that, McX. Ah, nice. Good luck. Could potentially be a hard matchup for elves because of all the I'm having a brain fart. Not the foul appearance, the other one, disturbing presence. So could potentially be a little bit of a pain in the butt there with that, but I'm sure you'll figure out a way to get around it. Fractured Skull, my division. At the end of the first half, Swerve was leading the division with Oni right behind in second, and then I was closely behind them in third, only 2 points out of first place with my goblins. And then Detox's Lizards, and then Gunter and Manile pulled up the end of the pack. Last week, I had to play Manile's Chaos. It was a fun, close game, but he pulled the 1-0 win out at the end. Swerve's Chaos beat Gunter's Chaos 2-1, but Swerve took a lot of damage. He lost a huge chunk of his team. And Detox's Lizards, who's been beat to hell this whole season, pulled out a 3-0 win against Oni's Chaos, which was there's no easy way to say it. It was definitely an upset. Oni should have won that match. But from what I understand, Oni had some pretty bad dice. The APO timer bug jumped up and bit him pretty hard, I think. And Oni didn't have a good match from there on out, from what I understand. So let's go ahead and look at the standings here. Swerve ended at 3-1-1 and currently is at 1-1-0, so he is a 4-2-0 record. That will put him at 14 points, so he could still be in first depending on the rest of this. Oni was a 3-0-2, and he's currently a 1-0-1, so that'll put him at 4-0-2, so he'll be 2 points behind Swerve. I was at 2-2-1, and I'm currently at 0-0-2, so that's a 2-2-3 record. Detox was a 2-0-3, and he's currently 2-0-0, so that's 4-0-3. Put him at 12, tied with Oni for second. Gunter at 1-2-2, and he's 0-2 in this half, so that leaves him at 1-2-4. And Manial at 0-3-2 is currently at 1-1-0, so that'll put him at 1-4-0, or 1-4-2. Sorry. So that'll be 7 points for him, and I'm sitting at 8. So it'll be Joel, Swerve in first, Oni and Detox tied. I'll be closely behind them in fourth place, and then Manial's right behind me in fifth, and Gunter is in last. I had Detox winning this division with Swerve finishing second, Oni finishing third, Gunter fourth, Manial fifth, and myself finishing last. So not as badly off on this one in the predictions as I was Broken Jaw, but still not anywhere close to where I thought it would be. So let's take a quick look at the teams. Detox, of course, like I said, his Lizards have been getting beat to hell. He does have a rookie Crocs that his armor broke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He does have all 6 Saurus, but they're beat up pretty bad. He's got a double move broke Saurus. He's got a move broke, armor broke Saurus there. Those two, or that one's clean. That's his only clean Saurus. Then he's got a niggled Saurus and another move broke Saurus, and he's still got a super skink is clean, but he's got a couple rookie skinks and armor broke. Oh no, that's a Saurus. Just the 4 skinks then. So his team is definitely beat to hell pretty bad. Swerve's team took a huge beat down last week at Gunter's hands. You can see his roster now. When he started this season, he had 4 great Chaos Warriors. He had a 2200, 2100, 2200 team. Now he's down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. He's only got 1 warrior. He's only got 1 Chaos Warrior. He does have enough money to buy a second Chaos Warrior if he wants. He's missing 3 Beastmen, a really good edge-boosted Beastman there, a Frenzy Tackle Beastman there, and a Dirty Player Beastman. This is who I play this week. He's got 1 No Claw, which is nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Yeah, that team is really hurting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players here. So that'd be 5 loners at the least, which would be 300k on top. So at the absolute least, he's giving me probably 300k. If he decides to buy a warrior, he'd be giving me a little bit more than that. So I'm not going to get as many inducements as I'd like to get against him, but because I'm sitting at 1060, but his team is just absolutely beat to hell. So we'll go ahead and look at my team next, since that's who I play next. My roster's looking clean. I'm only missing 1 player now, 1 of my goblins. I have block on my Pogoer. Both trolls have leveled. I got grab on 1, guard on the other. I do have 1 goblin sitting at 3. The rest are all rookies. My Bombardier took sidestep. My Looney is not leveled yet, but he's 1 casualty away, or 1 SPP away. My Fanatic did level and got Mighty Blow. So should be a fun match with Swerve. We'll be playing at some point this week. Niles Chaos, which was beat to hell to start the season, has taken some hits, but he's able to get himself back to a 11-man roster now, which is nice for him. But he does still have some red, a lot of red, and only 1 green. He does have all 4 Chaos Warriors, so he's in a little bit better shape than Joel Swerve's team at this point. So, I mean, it's ugly. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely ugly for both of those guys in their teams. Gunter's team is the one that's been doing a lot of this damage. He hasn't really taken a lot of damage himself, I don't believe. He does have some red down here on a couple of Chaos Warriors, a couple of Claw Piece Chaos Warriors as well. But he's got some green up here as well to make up for that. He's got Strength 5 Warrior. He's got a Move 7 Beastman, an Edge 4 Beastman, or sorry, Strength 4 Beastman with Claw. So yeah, this team's pretty nasty, and I still got to play this team this second time around, I believe. I don't think I've played him yet. No, I haven't, as a matter of fact. I played Oni and Manial. And then the last Chaos in the team is Oni. Looks like he's got 3 guys missing his next game. Roster still not looking terrible, but he did take some hits that last game. And his team and his roster is not as clean as it was looking. He was the one team in the league or the division that had not taken a huge big time hit so far this season, and then last game he finally did. So that was pretty rough for him. But and from what I understand, he didn't take it too well either. So this week I play, like I said, I play Swerve. Detox plays Manial, and that's going to be rough. Oni's got to turn around and play Gunter, who's just been destroying teams this season. So that's going to be a rough one for Oni potentially. All right, it takes us to our third division, Groin Strain. We have Delavis's Lizards, we have Siren's Orcs, we have Limbocha's Dwarves, we have Orabi's Chaos, Loop's Orcs, and Shushnik's Goblins. Oh, excuse me. Shushnik's Goblins. All right, so last week, Dell's Lizards beat the Goblins 5-2. Limbocha's Dwarves beat the Orcs of Siren 2-1. And Arabi and his Chaos lost 1-0 to Loop's Orcs. So for the leaderboard, after the end of the first session, Limbocha was leading with a 5-0-0 record. He was the only undefeated perfect team left after the first half. Siren was in second, closely behind him with a 4-0-1 record. Delavis was in third with a 2-0-3 and tied with Loop as well with a 2-0-3 record. And then Arabi had a 1-1-3 and Shushnik had a 0-1-4 record. So we add these up with what's there now. Limbocha, who was at 5-0-0, is currently at 1-0-1, so he finally took a loss and is no longer perfect. And he is sitting at 6-0-1. Siren was a 4-0-1, and he's a 1-0-1, so he'll be a 5-0-2, just behind him. Delavis was at 2-0-3. He is at 1-0-1, so that will put him at 3-0-4. And then Loop, who has went 2-0 so far, has moved up to a 4-0-3, so he'll move ahead of Delavis. Arabi at 1-0-1 will move up to a total record of 2-1-4. And then Shushnik adds 2 losses to his, so he'll be 0-1-6. All right, so let's check these teams out real quick. Delavis has had some bad run, or a bad run this season. He's taken some pretty heavy lumps. His Croc score is going to be missing this next game, so is one of his Saurus. He's got a ton of red on this team across his big guys. So he's only going to have 5 Saurus. He may get enough money to potentially get Silly Billy or Merca Crocs potentially. He's got 6 Skinks. And the Skinks all look pretty good still. Including a natural one-turn. No. A one-push, one-turner. He needs sprint. He doesn't have sprint yet. He does have sure feet, though. So his team's looking pretty beat up. Siren's Orcs. He has a miss next game blitzer, a nice-looking blitzer that took an armor break, it looks like. He's got a couple other red on his black Orcs, but he does have a couple of green as well, which isn't bad. And he's got a really nice-looking troll. So his team's still looking pretty good. A little bit of, looks like he's taking maybe a little bit of damage, but nothing too heavy that he can't overcome. Still a really good-looking Orc team. Limbocha's Dwarves, who have had a really good season so far. Only 1 red as of now. That's a Splitzer. Is he niggled, or is it just a miss next game? Nope, just a miss next game. So no red on this team, it looks like. Lots of staying firm. 3 staying firm. Lots of guard. 5, 6, 7 guard. Couple of rookie Troll Slayers, so it looks like he's potentially lost some Troll Slayers and had to replace. 1 really nice looking blitzer, or runner. So team's looking pretty solid still. Arabi's Chaos. Looks like he's taken a little bit of a hit. So he's got Minotaur, 1, 2. He does have all 4 warriors. One's got a niggle, it looks like. There's a red there that's either a miss next game or a niggle. And there's a move break on the Minotaur. He does have a couple of green, and he does have a lot of claw. 1, 2, 3, 4 claw. But a short roster. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's short one player for an 11-man roster. So he's definitely taking some hits, but still got a pretty decent-looking roster there. Loops Orcs. Looking pretty solid. Got all 4 blitzers, all 4 bobs, a troll. Not a bad build here. He's got some really good-looking blitzers. A couple of red, but a couple of green as well. He's got a strength 5 bob, which is nice. A block troll, which is great. So his team's still looking pretty good. And then Shushnik's Goblins. He did the same as me. He brought in a rookie Goblin team. 2 move boosts on each troll. One on each troll for a total of 2 move boosts. So he's got 2 move 5 trolls. That's pretty nice right there. That's really nice. He's got a Niggled Bombardier, a Fanatic that is not leveled, a Chainsaw that has not leveled, a Pogoer that has not leveled. Got a couple of Jump Up Gobbles here and a Sidestep there. Only a 13-man roster. So, yeah, his team's taking a little bit of damage. But those trolls are really nice looking. And then that will bring us to our last division, Smashed Hand. We have Chonks' Lizards, Nefarious' Lizards, Acropolis' Orcs, McLean's Orcs, Angior's Necro, and Uldrig's Chaos Dwarves. Working to make your prediction come true. Oh, yeah, I didn't do my predictions on that last one, did I? Beastman is as fast as a Longbeard. Yeah, I know. Doesn't it seem that way, Quick Draw? For sure. Alright, so predictions on Groin Strain. I had Siren winning, Loop finishing 2nd, Delavis 3rd, Orabi 4th, Limbocha 5th, and Shushnik 6th. I'm fairly close on that one. I've missed Limbocha so far, but the others I've gotten pretty close. And there's still a few games left for Siren to get ahead of Limbocha. In this division, I had McLean finishing 1st, Acropolis 2nd, Uldrig 3rd, Nefarious 4th, Angior 5th, and Chonkus in last. Last week's matches, Uldrig's Chaos Dwarfs lost 0-2 to Angior's Necro. McLean's Orcs won 3-1 over Chonkus' Lizards, and Nefarious' Lizards beat Acrop's Orcs 1-2. So, in this division, we have McLean finished at 4-1-0, and he is currently at 1-0-1, so that'll put him at 5-1-1, which is pretty in line with where I had him. I had him finishing 6-2-2 and winning. So at 5-1-1, he'd have to go 1-1-1 over his last 3 games to equal that. Second place was 4-0-1 with Angior. He is currently at 2-0, so he jumped into first with that. With a 6-0-1 record, he'll leapfrog McLean for first place. Uldrig was at 2-2-1, and he's currently at 1-0-1, so that'll put him at 3-2-2. So good start there for him. Nefarious is at 2-0-3, and then 1-0-1 so far this half, so that'll put him at 2-1-4. Nope, I was looking at the wrong one. That'll put him at 3-0-4. And then Acropolis was 1-1-3, and he's at 1-0-1. So that'll put him at 2-1-4. And then bringing up last is Chonks' Lizards at 0-0-5, and so far he's 0-0-2 here. So that'll be 0-0-7 total record for Chonkus. Chonkus' Lizards, I would expect to have a lot of red on it. And he does have a little bit of red, including a couple of niggles, it looks like. He's down to 1, 2, 3. Wow, he's down to 3 Saurus. That can't be right. 1, 2. Wow, he's down to 3 Saurus and a Crocs. That's just ugly. And then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Skinks. Oof, man, he is taking a huge hit this season. He's down to 3 Saurus. That's just ugly. And he doesn't have the money to replace him either. Nefarious, however, has a kind of sort of clean looking roster. He does have some red, he does have some green, but at least he's got all 6 of his source, right? One of them's a strength 5 source. That's nice. He does have a move 10 sidestep jump up sure feet, so a 1 push 1 turner. He's got another really good looking skink here with Blodge sure hands. He's got another move skink. He's got a strength 3 skink, so he's got some really nice looking skinks going on here. Team's starting to develop out very nicely. We got Acropolis's Orcs. A very clean roster looking here. 4 green, a few red, but nothing terrible. Does have a niggle here on a thrower. So he just evidently hasn't had much luck in his matches this season. It doesn't look like he's taking huge hits, but he's not winning a lot of games. So looks like he's just not having any kind of good luck in his matches. McLean's Orcs, who I picked to win this division, was a really nice looking Orc team. Still is a really nice looking Orc team. He hasn't taken hardly any damage. He's got a really nice Edge 4 thrower. Looks like he's niggled though. He's got an Edge 4 lineman with block. And he's got 4 regular looking black orcs. He does have a block dodge guard black orc, which is nice. And his 4 blitzers are where this team is. He's got a Edge 4 move 7. He's got 2 different strength 4 pieces. These guys are nasty, those 4 blitzers. Absolutely nasty. Angior's undead team. Or sorry, Necro. This is Necro team, yeah. Got a couple of nice looking wolves. A pure killer, another one that's sidestep dodge. Got a couple of flesh golems. One's a blodger, one's a block guard grab. A couple of level 3 whites. Mirror images, and then a whole bunch of zombies and a couple of ghouls. Nothing special across there, except for that all zombies except for one at least have block. And then his 2 ghouls are pretty general, a blodging sidestepper and a blodger. Pretty clean roster here, no green, only 1 red. Really clean looking good roster. And he's winning games with it. So, and then the last team in this division is Oldrig's Chaos Dwarves. Looks like he's taken a lot of red. Holy cow. He's got 4 green too. He's got a move 5, a strength 5, an edge 4, and a strength 4 and an edge 4. Hobgoblin's edge 4 is nice, sure hands. But he's also got a red there. He's got 1 claw piece. Got a couple of red on this guy, a red here, and a red here. So lots of red to offset all the green. Still a fairly nice looking roster with the 2 wolves and the 6 blockers that are built really well. So, alright, that's those 4 leagues. For the... I'm going to try to cut this a little short here because I got my match that's going to be ready to play here in just a second. So we will go over real quick. We're not going to do any match highlights or anything like that tonight in tonight's show. We'll get back to that next time. But we are going to go over the betting cages real quick and the survivor board. In the survivor board, we only have 4 coaches left. Because he is now eliminated. Okay, and we can do that. Put him at 3. Alright, so we got 4 coaches left in the survivor pool. We have Acropolis, who has 2 losses. This week he's picked Limbocha and Voreal. We have Loop left, and he's at 2 losses. This week he took Chonkus and Voreal. We have McLean left. He's got 2 losses. He took Novcaster and Voreal. So all 3 of those guys took Voreal. So that's a nothing deciding there. In fact, all 4 of the guys left took Voreal. They all 4 took a different second guy. The last guy left is S Hunter, who is sitting at 1 loss. So he can actually afford a loss and a tie. take that hit and not be eliminated. He took Vorial and me against Swerve's Chaos. So that is the state of the Survivor League right now. And we'll do that. And then for the betting cages, currently Acropolis is sitting in first place with 43 correct picks. Uldrig is in second with 41. Limbocha is in third with 40. And Evil Smirk is in fourth with 39. With 3 weeks left to go. And that is the state of the betting cages and the Survivor board. So we are going to call that an episode on the week 7, episode 6, State of the League, or LeagueCast of the Goblin League. So thanks for getting on and watching, for everybody that got on and watched. And we will be back next week with a regular episode, and we'll get the full version in with some match highlights, any that have been sent in between now and then. And we will start delving into possible playoff scenarios, as we will only have 2 weeks left in the season. So I am going to stop the recording here. Again, thanks for getting on and watching. If you like what you have seen, feel free to get on and check out the Goblin League at www.gobbln.com. That will give you all the information you need to see, and you can also get to the forum from there. So feel free to get on and check that out, and hopefully we'll see you in the league at some point. Thanks for getting on and watching, guys.
Lo, there do I see my father. Lo, there do I see my mother and my sisters and my brothers. Lo, there do I see the line of
My people, back to the beginning.
Lo, they do call to me. They bid me take my place among them.
In the halls of Valhalla,